And welcome back to Janky AF and Year of the Aerostar, episode 32. Alright, well, we've had some great Aerostars in the past couple episodes, some high dollar Aerostars, and now we're going to bring it back down just a little bit. Certainly still, though, a very unique and desirable Ford Aerostar. And for anything like me, all Aerostars are. So, without further ado, here we have a 1987 Ford Aerostar minivan, listed in Henderson, North Carolina for just $1,350. It has 150,000 miles on it, automatic transmission. It is a blue exterior with a blue interior, and the fuel type is gasoline. There are no liens on this vehicle. So, we'll get into the description, but right off the bat, I gotta say, for a 1987, this is not the accurate grille, and it's not super uncommon. Now, my 1986 Aerostar, when I first bought it, had this style grille. This is, of course, the grille that would be from, let's see, 86, 87, 88. Where's the first grille? 89, 90, 91. So 92 through 97 style grille. But we'll talk about the whole van. Let's get into the description. Will be a nice little van with some work. It needs a rack and pinion for the steering. It has a leak. Now, power steering pumps are very noteworthy in the Aerostar for always making noises, but this is the rack and pinion, so that's probably a little bit of a bigger of an operation. V6 engine, so not bad on gas. Has a salvage title from water getting in it. That's how much water and where. Not a whole lot, but was a state-owned vehicle. It is a cargo van. This is a great sentence right here. This is one full sentence, the entire thing. But let's start again from V6 engine, so not bad on gas. Has a salvage title from water getting in it, not a whole lot, but was a state-owned vehicle. It is a cargo van. So a lot of weird, I guess the word but signifies that being a state-owned vehicle, that's sort of a positive in regards to the negative being the water getting in it. Now, a lot of times state-owned vehicles, they are maintained a little bit better or more regularly, as the conventional wisdom goes. So I guess that's kind of what they're going for there. It is a cargo van, and that is an important thing to note, because we can see here that we have this one. It's like sort of, I call it like a semi-cargo or like a window cargo, where normally on the regular cargo vans, this entire panel where you have normally glass on the passenger vehicles is completely blocked out with a single metal panel. Now, this is the weird sort of hybrid where it has partial glass, but then just the back section is is metal rather than a window. And you do see them quite a bit. I would say maybe 20 to 30% of cargo vans have this feature in them. That's just a guess, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of nice, though, because you get still the window there. You get the light coming in, but then you do still have the cargo panel. I'm not sure what the purpose of it is. Like, I can see on like postal trucks or something, maybe that would be advantageous. And you can see in here, just if you look real close and squint, you can see this line bisecting the rear glass means that it does have the barn doors on it, and it's not a lift gate, so that would definitely identify it as a cargo van. I really like the barn doors. I've always wanted an Aerostar with barn doors, because if you put a ladder rack on top, then you don't have to open the lift gate if you got something on the ladder rack, and it's just a lot easier to be accessible. I had a 2012 Ford Transit for a while, and I loved the barn doors on that thing, and those actually had a little button where they'd swing out to 180 degrees. I'm not sure if these do that or not. I've never actually, I think, encountered in real life a cargo Aerostar, but I really would like to have one in my stable one day, because I think they're just, they take the worker vision of the Aerostar to the nth degree, to the total peak. One thing I want to point out, it is a lovely shade of light blue here. Now, this is going into sort of like marketplace and classifieds culture here. When I first opened this up, I was like, oh great, there's multiple pictures, because if you see it down here, there's two pictures here. And when you click to go to the second picture, It's just the same picture, but a screen grab of the picture on the person's phone, on the seller's phone. So I just thought that was hilarious. It's like, oh, I'm going to upload 2 photos, so there'll be multiple photos, so it's not just one photo. And then the second photo is just the first photo, except with a little bit of information about the person's phone. We can even see there, maybe there's some like, hopefully not anything too graphic in here. But there are, now this is the thing that really gets me, because it looks as if there are some pictures, particularly this one. These might be interior shots or something, but it looks like there is another picture of the van here. So they could have put this front shot of the van here, this sort of little, it's a slightly different, we just get a little bit more information. But unfortunately, all we get is this fuzzy screen grab, which has another view of the van from the opposite side. So they went through the trouble of uploading 2 photos, but again, it's the same photo and just with the phone screen grab. So maybe just, a clerical error or something like that. I'm not trying to get down on the seller in any way, shape, or form. This is a positive celebration of Aerostars, but I always think it's funny when you do this sleuthing and you try to get inside this person's mind of what was going on when they were posting this Aerostar. The price, $13.50, I think fairly reasonable. Now, any vehicle that's ever been flooded, that's sort of like a big question mark, Now, obviously, Ed Bolian on VinWiki loves buying flooded cars, and that is sort of like a trope almost now to buy the most mangled or janky version of a car that you can possibly find, partly because it's cheap and partly because of the story and the narrative and the journey to get it back into sort of like a usable condition. With high-end cars, obviously, that's going to affect your market value, but the beauty of Aerostars is that the market value will never make them prohibitively expensive, and there were so many made, over 2 million. And I think now, I'd like to think there's enough of a community surrounding the Aerostar that they will never go completely extinct, and they'll always be around, and they'll always be affordable, which is one of the great things about the Aerostar, and it's why I think it should be more people's dream car, or one of their dream cars, because it is attainable. And just like the Corvette is like the ultimate performance bargain, I would say the Aerostar has all the panache, all the history, all the cultural significance of any illustrious vehicle, and yet it is attainable. Obviously, it has the looks. It's a very extremely unique vehicle. Nothing looks quite like it. So that's my little spiel on that. So $13.50, presumably it is running and driving. We would have to get into the nitty gritty and see what's working, what's not. 150,000 miles, not bad. These are, known to go well over 200,000 in many cases. You see plenty of Aerostars at 250, 260 for sale. And I really do like the color, and I love that it's a cargo version of the Aerostar. So I wish there were some pictures of the interior. It says blue. A blue interior in an Aerostar is a very nice thing. We don't get much of that information, unfortunately. But, we can daydream about it. And if we're really interested in it, then, perhaps we could send the seller a message. Now, I am a little, I got to come back to this. I am a little dubious that this is an 87, because if we look in the, we can't see much in the interior. Now, it does look like these might be the vinyl seats rather than the, your passenger seats with the big hole in them, those very futuristic seats I always like to talk about. So it could be, who's to say? But the fact that it also has the newer style hubcaps along with the newer style grille and what kind of looks to be a newer style bumper. I seem to remember the older ones having more of like a metal, stripping in these grooves. So everything about it just kind of looks newer than an 87. But, it's not that hard to slap in a new grille and put on some newer style hubcaps. So it very well could be. And we just don't know. But that's the great fun of Aerostar sleuthing and the mystery that we get to, run down, just like Tom Petty, as we're trying to fulfill our Aerostar dreams. So there you have it, relatively brief one. This one's been up on Marketplace for a while now, so I wanted to cover it before it got sold. And if you are the person that buys this Aerostar, maybe you'll see it here online on Year of the Aerostar, and maybe you'll let us drive it. Give us a call. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching Year of the Aerostar here on Janky AF, and until next time, Janky do Thanky.
small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.